Welcome to G Fun Facts Online, where we delve into the most fascinating corners of science and nature. Today, we're venturing deep into the woods, not just for a walk, but to uncover an incredible secret. Forests can remember. That's right, those seemingly silent trees are actually living archives, meticulously recording the Earth's climatic history and even learning from their past experiences. It's a mind-blowing concept that's changing how we see these vital ecosystems. For centuries, we've known that counting the rings inside a tree trunk tells us its age. But there's so much more to it. This science, called dendrochronology, is like deciphering a tree's personal diary. Each year, a tree adds a new ring. When times are good, warm and wet, the ring is wide. But if it's cold and dry, the ring is thin. Extreme events like droughts leave super narrow rings. And even things like forest fires leave scars that get embedded in the wood. Scientists can take core samples. Don't worry, it doesn't hurt the tree. And by cross-dating these rings with other trees, they can build climate timelines stretching back hundreds, even thousands of years, long before we had thermometers and rain gauges. It's like a library of climate data, written by the trees themselves. But the story doesn't end with tree rings. There's a deeper phenomenon at play called ecological memory or legacy effects. This isn't about trees having conscious thoughts like us, but about how past environmental events, especially stressful ones, physically and physiologically shape a tree's current and future responses. Think of it like this. A tree that's lived through a tough drought might change its growth strategy. It might invest more in its roots or alter how it uses water. And these changes can stick around even after the drought ends. The collective memory of all the trees in a forest influences the entire ecosystem's resilience. So how exactly do trees remember? It's a combination of visible changes and invisible molecular magic. Physiologically, a tree can adapt its body. After a drought, it might grow smaller wood cells, called xylem vessels, that are less likely to get air bubbles blocking water flow. They can also change their root-to-leaf ratio, growing more roots to find water, or shedding leaves to lose less. Some even store carbon from good times to use during lean times, and past stresses can influence how they manage these savings. But the really cutting-edge stuff is happening at the molecular level, in a field called epigenetics. This is where it gets super interesting. Epigenetics involves modifications to a tree's DNA that don't change the actual genetic code, but can switch genes on or off. Imagine little sticky notes on the DNA. When a tree faces a stress like extreme heat, these sticky notes can be added or removed, affecting how genes involved in stress response are expressed. This molecular memory can allow the tree to react faster or more strongly if it faces similar stress again. It's like the tree is learning and adapting at a fundamental cellular level. Now, this memory of past climates can be a real game changer for a tree's survival. But it's a bit of a double-edged sword. Sometimes, remembering hardship is good. Spruce trees that have survived long droughts have been shown to be more resistant to future dry spells. Young trees that grow up in tough conditions from the start might be naturally better equipped for a harsher future climate. But here's the twist. Sometimes, remembering the good old days can be a problem. Scientists did an experiment with Scots pine trees in the Swiss Alps. They irrigated some trees for over a decade, giving them plenty of water. Then, they stopped. Those trees, which remembered abundant water, actually struggled more with the new, drier conditions than trees that had never been irrigated. Their internal structures were set up for easy living, making them less prepared for scarcity. This might explain why some older trees, used to wetter climates, are now struggling with droughts. Age also plays a big role. Older, mature trees have a long climate history recorded in their rings, but sometimes their memory of potentially better past conditions can make them less flexible when faced with rapid, unprecedented climate change. Younger trees, on the other hand, are growing up in the new normal. Those that survive these challenging early years might have traits or epigenetic tweaks that make them inherently more resilient, which is hopeful for the future of our forests. And this brings us to a really exciting question. Can trees pass these learned experiences or epigenetic adaptations to their offspring? This is called transgenerational epigenetic inheritance. Imagine a parent tree that survived a severe drought could pass on epigenetic marks to its seeds that give them a head start in dry conditions. This could massively speed up how forests adapt to climate change. While the science is still developing, especially for long-lived trees, it's a tantalizing possibility. Projects like Membra in the UK are looking into exactly this, how trees remember stress and if they can pass that memory down. Understanding all this tree memory stuff is super important for managing and conserving our forests. If we know trees can remember past conditions, it can help us choose the right species or even specific populations for reforestation in areas expected to get drier or hotter. Seedlings from parent trees that have already adapted to tough conditions might have a better chance of survival. Promoting diversity in forests is also key, as different trees will have different memories and coping strategies, making the whole ecosystem stronger. So, the next time you're in a forest, remember you're not just surrounded by trees, you're in a living chronicle. These incredible organisms are recording history, learning from it, and adapting. The rustling leaves are telling a story of memory and resilience. As scientists unlock more secrets of the remembering forest, we gain vital knowledge to help these ecosystems thrive in our changing world. It's a powerful reminder of the deep connections between the past, present, and future of life on Earth. That's all for this episode of Fun Facts Online. Join us next time as we explore another amazing scientific wonder. Thanks for listening.